Hello everybody, welcome. In this video, I would like to talk about the planet Saturn, how it influences our day-to-day life, what kind of impact we can see with a Saturn period when we are running it in our lives, and how do you best deal with it. So this video series would be multiple parts. So make sure that you watch all the parts to get a better understanding of the planet Saturn. Now, before I begin, I want to tell you about the philosophy and the story behind Saturn. Now, as you know, Saturn is actually the son of the deity of the solar system, that is, Sun himself. All right, he is born, but he's born to Saturn. I mean, Saturn is born to Sun, but Sun doesn't know about it, and it takes a very long time before Sun really knows about Saturn and his presence. And it's only then Sun acknowledges Saturn and he gives him some responsibilities, or he bestows him responsibilities. All right, but until then, Saturn had to live this melancholic life with very little direction. So he was this depressed kid who did not really get the significance that he truly deserved. So that's the entire philosophy of Saturn. That's the entire philosophy of Saturn. And whenever you run a Saturn based period, you're going to experience some of those things. Okay, not getting significance, being humiliated, going through difficulty, afflicted in the left leg. So, and then melancholy, hard work, hard labor, manipulation, disability. So it's those kinds of things. Now, the thing about Saturn is it's reality grounding. It brings you down to the reality. It's like, are you trying to run fast? Are you trying to have access to everything in your life? Look what I'm going to stop you and I'm going to show you what is reality in life. And then Saturn puts the stops. All right. So that's really how Saturn works. So now most people would blame Saturn, but the thing is, Saturn is playing an important part of the karmic equation. So you see, it's in human birth that we can move towards moksha as much as possible. Of all the different possible births that we can take in this incarnation, we've chosen to take the birth of a human. Now, since we have taken the birth of a human, we have to understand that it is our goal to move towards moksha by accumulating merits and reducing our demerits, and then eventually getting rid of our merits also, and then going towards moksha. It's easier to go towards moksha when you have more merits than your demerits, because it's easy to denounce those merits at the right time, just like how Gautama Buddha did. So Gautama Buddha, for example, he was born for 25, 26 births perfectly without any problems, like a king. He was the king of the kingdom and he had everything to him, and no enemies ever waged battle against him, because fearing that Gautama Buddha was so strong and they would just surrender, Gautama Buddha's kingdom. Then finally he got fed up and then he decided to move towards moksha. So so think about it, right? So it's going from a very bad karma state towards liberation. It's very hard. It's literally impossible. So the way to do that is to get as many merits as possible. Now Saturn, what it does is it shows you limitations. It shows you difficulty. So you develop the ability to empathize with people who are experiencing the same problems. And the issues that you usually experience are because you've probably caused some of those problems to people in a past lifetime, or either directly or indirectly. You may not be aware of it, but it's usually there's a connection. So when you experience that, you learn that empathy and then you seek to remedy it, or you go through that experience with as much difficulty as possible. So never again will you think about doing that you know so what it does is Saturn corrects you that way. And by correcting you that way, what he does is he helps you accumulate at least certain good merits by going through that difficulty. All right. So that's really how Saturn works. And therefore, you should not fear Saturn, but rather welcome the lessons he's trying to teach you. And you want to approach it from a philosophical significance, because since you've taken the special birth as a human, whatever tough Saturn period is coming, you want to face it out. And the way you're going to face it out is by getting an understanding of Saturn, learning the lessons he's trying to teach, and then proactively trying to solve those problems. All right. For most people, they look at solving those problems reactively, which is when it does not work or it backfires. But if you look at proactively solving your problems during a Saturn period, Lord Saturn is ready to welcome that kind of effect as long as it starts with the mind and you're willing to work it. All right. So, with that said, I will come to the end of the first video. In the next video, I'll talk about Saturn, the various houses, how its effects are, and then how do you deal with it. Thank you.